Hi, dear members, here we are again. Tonight, we are glad to invite Dr. Lennie Su, our Persatuan Inspire founder, to become the last episode of the 12 Universal Law. Before that, I would like to start our opening with the video that created by our president, Ong Ling. The law of oneness. All right, welcome back. So tonight we are honored to have Dr. Lennie Su, a clinical hypnosis, and also a neuron counselor psychologist, to share about the law of divine oneness, which is the base of all the 12 law. So do welcome Dr. Lennie Su.
Hello, everybody. How are you? And thanks for joining myself and Adeline in tonight's discussion. So, yes, I think I'm very happy that, Persatuan I Inspire and all our speakers, our 11 speakers have been talking about the 11 universal laws. And today I will summarize everything and talk about the last law, which is also the first law of the universe, which is the law of oneness. So now, before we enter into the discussion about the law of oneness, I'd like to remind everybody to keep an open mind and to observe the thoughts or insights that come into your mind as the discussion proceeds. Because this discussion on the 12th law is about expanding a person's mind and possibilities in life. And it's also about opening your mind and exploring your belief system. So to begin this process, I think it is best for us to start with an experiment.
Sure.
What do you think?
Yeah,
Experiment?
why not? Yeah, experiment, why not?
Okay, all right, let's start with an experiment. So for viewers who have come into Happy Live or is with us in Zoom, focus for a moment on your awareness. Focus for a moment on your surroundings. Notice what comes into your awareness. Like, what are you aware of right now? This very moment, what are you aware of? Adeline, what are you aware of immediately?
Immediately, I'm aware of my light, which is projecting on my face.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then the sound that, the fan turning in my room.
Okay, good. So like Adeline, you might be noticing certain things around that surrounds you. Like in Adeline's case, she noticed the light. Maybe you're aware of the furniture that is around you, the flooring, and so forth, right? Now, this is the first layer of your awareness. This is only the first layer of your awareness. Now, think about other things that now enters into your consciousness. So now besides Adeline, besides the lights and besides, all the things that you spoke about, what is the second layer of awareness that comes in? Just now you said it was light, the sound of the fan. What else is starting to come into your consciousness now?
Okay, I can feel my heartbeats.
Okay, you can feel your heartbeat. Yes, okay. That's
my breathing.
your breathing is starting to come into your awareness. All right. So this is like another layer or another perspective of the same situation, because you haven't moved from that seat, right?
Correct.
You're always at that seat. But you notice that where you put your focus on, that is your reality. So just now you were focusing on the lighting, the first layer of it, you were focusing on the lighting, the sound of the fan.
Yes.
Right? The second layer of it, suddenly when I said there is a second layer, then you start to think, oh, I can hear my heartbeat.
Yes.
I can start to, I can feel my breath. So you have gone from outside, you have brought it all back inside already. Second layer, right?
Yeah.
So now you are becoming, so for a lot of people, the second layer is that maybe you are now becoming more aware about the temperature in the room. Some people say that they are aware more about the chair that they're sitting on, the table where you're resting your hand, the sounds around you. How about if you go deeper? Expand your awareness and go deeper and further, and you will begin to notice things that you may not have noticed before, right? So Adeline, expand that awareness out of your heartbeat, out of your out of the sound of your heartbeat, out of your breath, and what other things do you start to notice?
Okay, I can notice outside my windows there winds are blowing. Okay, and the young kids that staying behind me, okay, just opposite right my house, are having some laughter.
Okay.
Right. And I can hear some the families are having dinners.
Okay. All right. So you can see that our surroundings are, we have got the sounds, our senses, we have got 5 senses, right?
Right.
And then we can see, we can hear, we can smell, we can taste, and then we can feel, right? So all these senses are always around us, but we only focus on 1 or 2 of them at each different times, at each different layers, and it depends on what we are focused on.
Okay.
Correct?
Yes, that's very true.
Right? So since that is the case, what can you now can we now say that all our experiences means all our reality basically comes through different layers?
Yes, of course it is.
It is, right? Because you have just proven it, right? Because you have proven it, because first you see this, then after that only you realize this, then only you realize this. Now, all of us are like that. All of us are like that because all our reality depends on what we are focused on. Our reality follows our focus. Where and what we focus on, the importance that we give to the object of our focus, the intention, the agenda, the goals that accompany our focus forms our entire experience in life. Basically, it forms our reality. And that's why, when it comes to the 12th law, we say that you can change your reality. And by changing your reality, you can change your faith and destiny.
Exactly.
Right? Because just by changing the perspective, you can change, your faith, you can change your reality. Because the moment you can change your reality, you can already change your faith and destiny. So you don't have to be afraid of faith anymore. You don't have to be afraid when someone say, oh, you got bad luck. Because you can change that.
Right.
You don't, maybe that is maybe that is innately, like maybe that naturally, if you don't do anything about it, you will have bad luck. But now that you know that you can change this bad luck just through this oneness of focus, then you know that you don't have to be afraid of destiny anymore, because only then can you truly believe that you can change your own destiny.
Okay, so it depends on where to focus on, and how aware are you willing to accept it and then transform it immediately? Perpetual transmutation of energy.
Correct. So we bring ourselves back to the law of the perpetual transformation of energy. Absolutely. Now the next thing that we should talk about, I guess, because we've been talking about reality, is let's talk about reality a little bit more. Now, in our mind, in attempting to sort out all the different layers of perspective,
Right.
our mind would often enter into an automated mode. And when our mind enters into this automated mode, this is the reason why in our life and in us, we all have patterns. Like, you know, Adeline, I'm sure you have a lot of patterns in your life, right?
Yeah, I'm a drama queen.
Drama queen, yes. One thing is that, or sometimes we have certain quirks. You know, some people, you know, they when you talk to them, they will move their thing. Some people, they will play with their pants. Some people, you know, they will always touch their face. Some people, they will play with their hair. You know, they have got different behavioral, emotional, and action-based or reaction-based type of behavior. Of patterns.
Yes,
so
yes.
in life, just like in nature, because you know the law of correspondence says that what is outside is inside as well. So just like in nature, you know, what we see is that there is patterns all over the place.
Correct.
There is patterns in us, and there's patterns all over the place. So our reality, all right, our reality is innately experiential, and in our mind, in attempting to sort out the layers of perspective, would automatically enter into this automatic mode. And that is the reason why there is patterns in our life. So these patterns are what we call habituated patterns, behavioral patterns, emotional patterns. There are so many patterns that dictate how we act, react, and think.
Right.
Here's the thing. Adeline, when the pattern becomes too obsessive and compulsive, that means when we are certainly stuck to a pattern like smoking, we are stuck to smoking. You know, like the smoking is a habit, right? It's a pattern, right?
Yeah,
but when we are stressed, we immediately try to smoke. Like if some people, right? I don't smoke now, but you know, the people who smoke, they know what I'm talking about. You automatically, the moment you're stressed, you reach for a cigarette. So these kind of patterns, of course, we call it addiction.
Correct.
Now, in life, we can get addicted to many, many, many things, not just to drugs, not just to tobacco, not just to alcohol. We can get addicted to our patterns very, very easily. Like some people, they get addicted to cleanliness. Everything must be clean.
Yeah. I have few friends like that.
Yeah. Some people, they're addicted to being perfect. So everything must be perfect in their life.
Yes.
If they're not perfect, they're so unhappy and they're so depressed and they're so anxious, you know?
Correct.
Some people, they're addicted to boasting. They like to boast. Some people, they're addicted to lying. They don't have to lie, you know, but they will still lie to you. Don't know why, but they will still lie to you because they're addicted to that pattern of behavior. Now, this pattern of behavior, there's no right and there's no wrong. Right? There's no right or wrong in this kind of patterns of behavior.
Correct.
But what happened is that, you know, when we become addicted to it, we are already engaging the law of polarity, right?
Polarity.
Yeah. So we go extreme, right?
Yes. Exactly.
On one hand, so if you go on one extreme and then you become like super don't care, tidak apa, your life, you experience a lot of suffering. But then if you go to the other extreme and you're like super perfect and want everything to be perfect, that is another type of suffering, right?
Yes, because you become so tense out. Why I'm not getting my things done? I will be screaming all over there, you know?
All right. So the law of polarity says balance. Balance is always good, right? So these are the kind of... So if we have the reality that everything is dirty, we will enter into a kind of suffering. If we have a reality that everything must be perfect, we will enter into another kind of suffering. So all this suffering is actually caused by our reality. Yes. Agree or not?
Yes, definitely. Like I like to cry. When I start crying out loud to get my things done, In the end, I get wallop.
Yes, I can. So these layers of perspective, along with our patterns and experiences in life over time, yeah, forms our belief system,
Cool.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of our belief system are formed without us being conscious of it. Like when you are a baby, you are already forming belief system, but you're not conscious that you are forming this belief system.
Yeah.
So we need to assess our belief system once in a while, rather than assume that we think that we are correct, right, or true. Because I can tell you, a lot of the things that we think is right, correct, and true is actually not right, not correct, and not true. We make a lot of assumptions.
Yes. I second to that. I second. Even I myself doing a lot of assumption and create a lot of, self-suffering drama.
Yes, and also it breaks down communication. You see, like two husband and wife, they quarrel. They love each other a lot, but they quarrel. Why do they quarrel? Because the wife thinks that he knows what the husband is thinking, and the husband think that he knows what the wife is thinking. But actually, both of them also don't know what the other person is thinking because they are not psychic.
Yes.
But
they can't read each other's mind, but they thought that they can reach each other's mind.
But they think that they can read each other's mind. And because they think that they can read each other's mind, there's a lot of misunderstanding between them.
Correct.
They make a lot of assumptions, and there's a lot of misunderstandings, between them, right?
Yeah, correct.
Adeline, you let me me do it. Yeah, you let me you share the screen. Okay. All right. So okay, so that's let me just give me a minute, yeah?
Yeah.
Hold on. Okay. All right. So let us talk a little bit more about reality. All right. And let me share my screen on reality with everybody. Hold on a second. Okay. So what you see here is, so we were talking about the how the brain becomes addicted to certain way of life and certain thinking.
Oh, and sorry, Dr. Lennie, I can't see your screen.
You cannot see my screen?
I think you're not sharing it.
Oh, sorry. Just give me a minute. Let me try again.
Sure. It was on just now, but
it goes off. On just now? Okay.
Yeah, it was on, but it goes off.
All right. Just give me a minute. Let me try again.
Okay.
Okay. Can you see the screen?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, great. All right, so let's talk about reality again. I told you just now that there are we learned from the experiment that we did just now that there are layers of perspective.
Correct.
And along with our patterns and experience in life over time, it forms our belief system. And I also said earlier that a lot of our belief system are formed without us being conscious of it. And that is why I think we need to assess our belief system once in a while, rather than assume that we think it is correct, right, or true. Because what you believe when you're young, and it used to serve you very well,
right,
may not be serving you now. So let's say if when you're young, you believe in Santa Claus, it serves you very well because when you believe in Santa Claus, you get present. But then as you grow and become an adult, you should let go of that belief about Santa Claus. Because if you don't let go of that belief about Santa Claus and you're still waiting for Santa Claus to bring you present, then you will have a long, long wait to wait.
Yes.
So these are the kind of belief system that over time we automatically shed. But there is also a lot of belief system that we don't shed. And these belief system that we don't shed, that is unconsciously created can bring a lot of suffering into our lives. So that's why it's important for us, before we go deeper into the law of oneness, to understand that our belief system is just our belief system, and our belief system is not right or wrong, but we have to constantly assess our belief system to make sure that our belief system is aligned with what we want in life, aligned with our goals. Because let's say if our belief system is that I am a loser, I am useless.
Right.
If this is your belief system, when you become an adult later, when you are young that time, it is very good because you are useless, so your mother do everything for you. You are useless, so you don't have to go to school and study. You're useless, so there's a lot of things that you can get away with. But as an adult, you can't do that. You can't have this belief system.
Because we are not 3 years old anymore.
Because you're not 3 years old anymore. So if you don't reassess your belief system, right,
Correct.
then you'll be functioning at that level. And if you function at that level, you're going to bring a lot of suffering and problems into your own life.
Correct. So I have one question, Dr. Lennie.
Sure.
How could we assess ourselves, or how we could assess our current life?
Well, we cannot assume that we are correct in everything. Maybe you can talk to a very good friend or seek a professional counselor to talk to reassess your belief system.
Okay.
I think we all should do that as part of our self-development.
Okay, right.
Because we ourselves cannot see our mistake, and we ourselves cannot see our weakness. It's easier for somebody else, like a friend or a very good friend, who can see it. But friends, sometimes they don't want to tell us the truth about ourselves because they're scared we are too sensitive,
Yes.
So maybe we have to make the effort to really reassess for ourselves what is right and what is wrong for us. Because we then, in that way, we take back control over our lives.
Correct. Best is with like professional help, right?
Best is with professional help, of course. Okay. Yes. So now the next thing that I want to talk about is about patterns. Now, we have many patterns in life, right? So what patterns remain from your childhood, Adeline?
Oh, I tend to tell lies. Because to escape from my mother's monitor, I always tell lie. It has become a habit. It's truly become a habit. Even though like she say, like, where did you go just now? My mind will just flip through. Oh no, I just go and have a walk. But in fact, I just went back from the shopping complex.
So I think this is a pattern that you had when you're young because you are afraid of the consequences.
Yes.
You're afraid that if you tell your mother the truth, you will get beaten, you will get scolded. You're afraid of the consequences, and so you lie.
Yes.
But after a while, it becomes habit. Even when you don't have to lie, when you're already an adult and you don't have to lie, you will still feel like you have to lie. You will automatically lie. So these are the patterns. I can give a few examples, like, for example, children that are told that they're dirty and must wash their hands. The children, the mother always say, "Oh yeah, why you so dirty? Go wash your hands lah," Especially now with COVID-19, all the mothers are asking the children to wash their hands 10 times a day, Now these children, and now that it's COVID-19 and all this is, important, we actually must understand that, when we keep telling the children that they are dirty and must wash their hands, these children will grow up having a higher risk of developing obsessive-compulsive disorder. Now, obsessive-compulsive disorder, or OCD, is a mental illness that is quite hard to treat, yeah?
Because it's like being hardened, right?
Yes. It's like that habit is they're already addicted to that habit. They're already addicted to washing their hands and thinking that dirty. And if they don't wash their hands in a certain way through a certain ritual for a number of times using a certain type of thing, then they feel that their hands are not clean, right? So it's like that. And so this is actually a mental illness, and it's quite hard to treat if someone gets this. Okay, so children. For another example, is that children that are told that they are bad. In Penang, people always say, you are so naughty. After I call the police, come and catch you.
I can second you to that. It's very common in kindergartens.
In kindergarten, right? Yeah. So if you're so naughty, I call the police, come and get you. So now what happened is that this pattern is already developing in this child. This child is learning that, of course the child will learn that, if they are naughty, the police will come and catch them. But some of them, they will, because children are very imaginative.
Right.
And some of them will think that, I must listen to all the authorities are always right. And so when they become an adult, they become very susceptible to scammers. All those Macau scammers, all those Nigerian scammers, and all these people, right? They are very good. They are very professional. They will tell you, you must pay this fine, otherwise, the government will come after you lah, or MACC will come after you lah. Or, you got a lot of these scam telephone calls during COVID-19 lockdown, right?
Yes.
So if you are one of those children that has grown up to be afraid of police and afraid of authorities, you are much more likelier to get scammed.
So kena already lah.
And then you also grow up to be more anxious, more afraid of things. So these are certain things that, as if there are parents out there listening to this broadcast today, I hope you think about this, and when you are talking to children or dealing with your children to get them to wash their hands, of course, during COVID-19, washing their hands is important, but don't make it like, don't pressure them into it. You can do it in a very fun way rather than a very pressured way, because when you do it in a pressured way, then it breeds a lot of fear in them, a lot of anxiety in them.
Oh, there's a hand washing song for children for COVID-19.
Yeah, maybe that's a good one. COVID-19 hand washing. So something fun, not something serious,
Yeah.
Okay, so now that we have discussed perspective, reality, and patterns, let us discuss the universal law of nature. Think for a moment, Adeline, which is easier? To swim against the tide or to swim with the tide? Which one is easier?
Swim with the tide, go with the flow.
Swim with the tide, go with the flow. It's easier, right?
Yeah.
Of course it's easier. The answer will always be to swim with the tide, and like you say, go with the flow. This answer is so obvious, isn't it?
Yes.
But do you know, Adeline, majority of us, when we are faced with a challenge in life, will choose the other way. They will choose the hard way. They will choose to swim against the tide.
I second to that.
Really,
Because the thing like, banging the wall, like, I was not okay. It's something like, I'm awake already. Then only I come one, I'm willing to change. No pain, no gain.
Yeah, that kind of thing. No pain, no gain kind of thing. I give you some examples, like, as you know, I'm a psychologist and a neuropsychologist and all that. So I've been in this line for 30 over years.
Yeah.
So I've got a lot of patients that come in who are in a toxic relationship.
Correct. Okay.
Many people choose, they choose for years and years to stay in a toxic relationship rather than take the easier way, which is to leave the relationship.
So when you mention the word choose, is consciously they choose?
Consciously. They choose to swim against the tide. Like if their husband is abusive towards them, beat them, take all their money, scold them, put them down.
Right.
You know how many women continue to remain in this marriage for years and years until the husband died?
90%?
A lot, right?
Yeah, a lot.
A lot. I don't know whether it's 90%, but a big majority of us would stay in that marriage. We will use there will be a lot of justification. I stay for the children.
Yeah.
I stay for the money. All these are nonsense, actually. Really,
good.
So they will choose to stay because, of two things.
Which is?
They are irrationally afraid, and they lack the confidence to believe that they could be better off not being in that relationship. They are afraid, they are irrationally afraid. They are afraid to leave this man or woman who is abusing them. And they don't, and because of years and years of abuse, they don't have the confidence anymore.
So this one actually linked back to what you have said, habitual.
So they become addicted to that abusive behavior or pattern, right?
Okay. Yes.
So instead of trying to leave the relationship, I think you also will know a lot of this, and a lot of our followers or people who are listening to this broadcast also would experience the same thing.
Yeah.
Instead of leaving the relationship and finding the reasons to leave the relationship, they will do the opposite. They will justify, and they will find excuses to remain and continue in this toxic relationship.
Yes. I agree.
And then sometimes the partner will tell them, I hate you already. I don't want you already. I want to throw you out. I don't love you anymore. But still they hang on.
Yes.
Still they want this person. Still they die want this person. Even though, and then the more this person abuse them, the tighter they hold.
Yeah. And
so this is swimming against the tide, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But how many of us do that? I think a lot of us do that in different situations.
Yes. If we don't do that, then we don't have so much of addiction problem, right?
We won't have so much suffering, because when you're holding on to somebody who don't love you, who is abusive towards you, the suffering is very painful. Those who have gone through a breakup, or those who have had their heart broken, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. I'm sure you would have experienced how heartbreaking it is, to love somebody, invest in something, and then not have it returned to you. Is very, very painful, right?
Yeah.
But that is one of the reasons, the easiest thing would be for them to leave. But then they will start to justify, oh, if I leave, I got no place to stay, I got no job, I got no education. All these are really just justifications, excuses. They're not real reasons. Because they always think negative. What if you leave already, then you find someone better, smarter, richer, or you find a job, start a business that become millionaire? People don't think like that. They always think about the worst about themselves. And this is a habit that the 12 laws is trying to abolish. And the more you learn about the 12 laws, the more you learn how to overcome this kind of weaknesses within yourself. So this is the importance of the 12 laws. Yeah.
Correct.
So like in a toxic relationship, we know the reason. The reason is that they have invested so much energy surviving the relationship, that they have no more energy to start fresh again on their own. So every day they fight, every day they quarrel, every day they hang on, every day they get kicked, they still hang on. It takes so much energy out of them, and their focus and their addiction becomes stronger and stronger, that at the end of the day they got no more energy to even think or to imagine that they can start fresh.
Yeah.
So sad, right?
Yeah, it's true. When I try to talk to friends out about all these things, right? So fast, I have no money. I need money from him. You think I'm what? So if I leave him, my children, how? It's like they are really trapped. They are trapped, and they don't know how to divert, seek for help. Even we provide help, but like after hours, after months, after weeks, we're like,
you give up also, right? Because they're so stubborn. All they want to do is justify why they must stay in this toxic relationship. They don't understand. They don't understand the law of the universe. They don't understand how things really are. The law of the universe is a universal law. What does that mean, Adeline?
means everybody have access to it. It's available everywhere, every time, every second, every minute.
Yes, that means it's omnipresence. That means this law, whether you believe it or you don't believe it, doesn't matter because it will still impact you because this is universal.
It's there.
It's just there. It's like air. You know, you can say that there is no air. You can say that you can believe that there's no oxygen. You can believe that there's oxygen. You can believe in carbon dioxide. It's still there. It doesn't care whether you believe or not. It's just there.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So, if you understand and practice the 12 laws, then the issues that we talk about are no longer an issue.
Right.
Because, you know, when you are faced with dilemmas and challenges, you no longer have to worry about what will happen. You know that you can survive and live well, no matter what happens.
Right.
This is really powerful, right?
Yes. I from my heart is truly like when if like something happened in something hits me, the law automatically comes into my mind. Oh, okay, I'm aware. Then quickly I will just view from the third party perspective and then just transmute it. It's just, within the more you practice, within minutes, you are like, oh, okay, I'm living like this, I'm not going to live like that. Then you just really jump out from the habitual pattern and you transform your future.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, you know, this is one of the benefits of understanding the 12 laws. It helps you to lead your life and it brings you beyond the scope of your own imagination, outside of it, and help you to manifest the reality as and when it happens. So it's a very, very powerful way to think, and it's a very powerful belief system to have. One that doesn't limit you or constrict you, you feel afraid, but one that is expanding your mind and expanding your limit, your possibilities and help you to break through your potential.
Yeah.
Fearlessly, without any fear, without anything like that.
Yeah.
But the problem here is, Adeline, you and I know, right?
Yeah.
The problem here is many people have tried to practice the 12 laws, but they fail. Do you know why?
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
I mean, you hear, people practice the law of attraction. A lot of them practice the law of attraction because of Rhonda Bryce's book, The Secret. So they practice, for many years. They were very diligent. They buy the book, they listen to the tapes, they spend a lot of money doing that, taking the courses and all that. Mm-hmm. Okay, maybe it works for a while, but then later on it fails.
Yes, I have the same experience. I bang the wall much more than I know. But just Dr. Lennie, you want to change your slide or update your slide?
Not at the moment.
Not at the moment. Okay.
Okay. So so many people have actually practiced the 12 laws and they have failed. And the reason they fail is because they have not fully understood and assimilated the law of oneness into the foundation of their belief system.
Oh, so that's the secret.
Yes. So the law of oneness is the law that underpins and thus can undermine all the other universal law. Let me repeat that because this is really, really an important message. Mm-hmm. The law of oneness is the law that underpins and thus can undermine all the other universal laws. Therefore, it is pointless to practice the 11 laws if you do not understand clearly the law of oneness and you do not incorporate the law of oneness into the foundation of your belief system.
So, Dr. Lennie, can you elaborate what you're trying to emphasize here?
Sure. Think of the 12 laws as the light that lights your path out of darkness. Oh. In essence, the 12 laws, especially the law of oneness, is about a perception of life that our forefathers, since the ancient times, have treated with reverence. They treat it like a very precious, sacred legacy. And then they pass down these universal laws, this wisdom, to us to help us navigate through our lifetime as humans successfully. And they do this so that they hope the people that pass down this universal wisdom to us, and these are from thousands and thousands of years ago, right? They hope that by passing this legacy, these laws down to us, these laws can help us navigate through our lifetime as humans and successfully help us to change the world or change the reality into something better for everybody.
Okay.
So we all know that we all live in our own ego-based delusions of what is real, and our ancient forefathers, they must have hoped that we do not make the same mistakes that they have made. And perhaps that we will use these laws in essence to create a better world and experience for all sentient beings in this universe.
Okay, so Dr. Lennie, I have a question here. It's like when you say very ancient time, it's like maybe or the very last time we live in like one tribes, one kampong, one civilization. Does it represent divine oneness at that time? Or
I think the divine oneness, I will talk a little bit about that. That's a very good question. I'll answer that question later on.
okay.
But because I need to help you to understand about the 12 universal laws and where it forms first before we can answer that question, right?
Sure.
So like I was saying just now that, these laws are handed down, and these laws, the oldest written laws is more than 8,000 years old. And it's written on a stone slab, and it's called the Emerald Tablet. So the Emerald Tablet, and it's written on emerald, on the gemstone, emerald gemstone, and then passed down. So these laws are there from that time. And I will show you how amazing and powerful this laws is later on. Yeah.
Sure.
So the law of oneness, basically what is this? This is a program that works within our energy system, connecting everything in this energy field known as our universe, including time and space, conscious and unconsciousness, death and life, and its ultimate master key that can bring us back to the source. I'll talk a little bit more about source later on as well.
Okay.
The components of this program could help us to transcend social program thinking, society program thinking, like what we have, all these nonsense noises that we are hearing, overcoming insecurities that causes low self-esteem, free us from our limitations, free us from distress and suffering, and ultimately, right, Adeline, is about connecting us to miracles.
Wow.
I know, it's really, really amazingly powerful. So oneness is the idea that all things, big and small, seen and unseen, real and imaginary, are all from one source.
Right.
Right? One source. And since everything is from one source, it means that we are connected to one another through this one source. Right? Because everything comes from this one source, therefore we are all connected to each other.
Yeah.
So the law of oneness is the key to the source. All right? Is the key to the source. Sorry, that's a typo error. The law of oneness is the key to the source.
Yep.
If we understand the law of oneness, it can bring us and connect us back to the source. And because the source is the beginning of everything, there is nothing that is impossible when you are connected to the source.
To the source. Ah, okay.
So now let us, if we were to think in terms of the ecology of our body. Now think about it. There are trillions of cells in your body, right?
Yep.
All these cells may be very different from one another. But the source of their current existence, let's say they are currently a heart cell or a lung cell or a kidney cell or a hair cell.
Mhm.
They're all very different, right? Your heart is very different from your lungs. It's very different from your kidney. It's very different from your head.
Yes.
But all these differences, all these different types of cells started with the union of an egg and a sperm,
The creation of a life.
the creation of life. So this is what it means. So innately in our universe, everything tends to congregate like the cells in our body into an ecological system. We like to group, we like
Yep.
to combine, we like to, we like to stick to each other,
Yes.
right? That is innately instinct within us.
Yes.
This instinct to come together and to be part of something bigger than ourselves is instinctive within all sentient beings, not just us. Animals also like that. Plants also like that.
Mhm.
Anything that is sentient is always trying to come together.
Yep.
So therefore, the idea of social isolation during COVID-19 is actually going against our natural being. And there will be a repercussion for this action that we need to address in the years to come. Yeah, there will be a lot of repercussion in this, and we will need to address that in the years to come, because this is, again, swimming against the tide.
The tide.
And when you swim against the tide, you are going to experience suffering.
Suffering.
Yes. Makes sense? Amazing, isn't it?
Yes, it really makes sense.
Okay, so now we finished talking about the body. The body is something that we can touch, we can feel, is here. Now
Right.
let us expand our perspective, because we talk about expansion of perspective, right? Let us expand our perspective from our body to interdimensional system.
Correct.
When you expand your perspective to interdimensional system, you will discover that the law of oneness, thousands of decades before the birth of Albert Einstein, and before he came up with the theory of relativity, have already presented the idea that time and space is linked.
How could that be?
Yes, because if you think about it, it's about oneness, right? The law of oneness is the key to the source. That means when it's the key to the source, and earlier I already said, the law of oneness doesn't differentiate between, it combines everything. Life, death, conscious, unconscious, everything is combined into one.
Yes.
Right? So this is the idea of the law of relativity that made Einstein so famous. Everybody think that Einstein is a genius because he came up with this concept, this idea, or this theory of relativity.
Yep.
But this theory of relativity that Einstein proposed was already thousands and thousands of years ago in this universal laws. So Einstein, if he read the law, he would save a lot of time. He would save a lot of time.
Yeah. You don't have to crack his head so much.
That's right. The theory of relativity. Okay, I'm going to go a bit scientific. I'm a scientist, right?
Yeah,
so
yes,
I'm going to have to go a bit scientific.
Sure.
The theory of relativity, as we know today, transforms the direction of theoretical physics, cosmology, and astronomy. Now, imagine if that we did not have to wait for Einstein and instead had explored it. Instead of driving and flying, today we will be tele-transporting already, like in Star Trek already.
So shocked like that.
Sure, right? But because we ignore, because of our own prejudices, because of our own fear, because we ignore and we downgraded this universal law, we make it into, we call it, we give it, we put it into categories, we suppress it, we hide it. Because of all this, until today, we cannot teletransport. Otherwise, it will be like, hey, beam me up, Scotty, and then poof, I'm right now next to you already. This is the law of oneness. The law of oneness is quite similar to the law of relativity. It says that time and space is one.
Right.
Also, think about this. Long, consider this as well, right? Long before George Lemaitre first suggested the Big Bang Theory, the Big Bang Theory was first suggested by Georges Lemaitre back sometime in 1920s. Now, those who have studied the law of oneness already understood that the universe started from a single primordial atom. And propelled by an explosive force, our entire universe and all that is within it is created. Imagine, right, Adeline, if we had taken this theory into our belief from 1600. Today, we will be living in a completely different world. Because these people, these kind of ideas, like the law of relativity that Einstein proposes, this idea of, the Big Bang Theory, these are very big ideas. And these big ideas, until today, controls the direction and the reality of mankind. Because it allows for space travel, it allows for all these things that previously we would never have access to, right?
Yeah.
Amazing, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, it's really, really amazing the more you know about it. So I would like to urge all who are watching and listening to this program to find out more about these universal laws, because in these dark and uncertain times, this law can lead you out of darkness and into light. So now let's talk about transformation from life to death and vice versa. Now, when we talk about transformation, I want you to imagine. Imagine that you're a strand of hair. You take your hair, you're a strand of hair. When you fall out of the head, what happens?
All right. So, there was like some little hole that where my hair are still living over there. Then my hair don't know flying over where.
Okay. So other than your follicles and some nerve endings that may notice that you are gone, the impact of your hair dropping out or dying have very little impact on the whole of the organism. True?
Of course.
Like when your hair drop off, sometimes you also you're not even aware that your hair has dropped off. Correct?
Yeah, correct.
But for the hair, it's a death, right?
Yes.
Because the hair can never again be part of that body. That means, like when we die, we cannot be part of this existence anymore.
Yes.
So for the hair, when it drops out of your head, it's a death, right?
Yeah. So it's like you're dead, you're gone, you're nothing already, right?
You're dead, you're gone, nothing. And a lot of this part of the organism, even when you fall out, not every part of the organism, the eye, the nose, the mouth, all that, they won't even care that you drop out.
Yeah.
Even the being that you put that you have been protecting as a hair also wouldn't even notice that you have dropped out.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, it's very unnoticed.
It's you just die unnoticeable, right?
Correct.
So if we understand the law of correspondence, then we know that what happened to the hair is similar to what happened to us when we die.
Yeah.
When the hair leaves the body of the organism, it can never go back. Instead, it will go through a transformation or death process where slowly the cells break down into smaller and smaller elements until it returns to nothing.
Right.
The energy within the cells that congregated into matter that later become a hair return as energy into the unified energy field or the mass consciousness. Once it is converted back to an energy form, then the law of vibration, attraction, and all the other 11 laws of the universe come into play. Depending on the vibration of the hair, the energy that was once a hair will resonate towards those frequency and vibration that is similar to it. And after a while, if they are lucky, they can become matter again, or they can remain as they are, ethereal. I think the best Yeah, so do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm trying to say what I'm trying to conclude is that the energy is recyclable, and the vibration that you have decide what you want to become on the next cycle.
Correct.
Good.
Absolutely. Maybe one of the ways to perceive this idea is best stated by Alan W. Watts when he said, "You and I are all as much continuous with the physical universe as a wave is continuous with the ocean." Imagine a wave and the ocean.
Right.
So you and I, the energy, right? We are all energy beings. So we are like the waves in that ocean, right? We
Yes.
cannot separate one wave from another wave because they're all connected to the ocean.
Yes.
And then that's what we become.
Right. So this is how the mass consciousness come about.
This is how we, we talk about the mass consciousness and how the mass consciousness come about.
Okay.
Isn't that interesting?
It's interesting, but then again, it was separated by the level of vibration.
Yes. So karma.
Ah.
Law of karma, right?
Yeah.
So if you do good, then you will move when when you're an energy, you will move towards the good energy. When you do bad, you move towards the bad energy.
Yeah, clear cut.
Clear cut, very simple, very clear cut. Life is, when you study the law, it's very logical. So Joseph Rain explains this. The universe is constructed of fundamental forces or fields, resembling an invisible nervous system which stretches out through space and is constant and is continuously vibrating, becoming and transforming trillions of times per second.
Ooh.
So everything in this universe is constantly transforming, changing, adapting. We are energy. So we are not sitting still. We are constantly moving. So sometimes we think that our life is very long, but actually our life is not very long. Our life is like a drop, a moment in space.
Okay.
Right? And sometimes we think that this is real, but this may not be real because we may be living in a multidimensional reality.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
So another thing is, thanks to Julius von Meyer, James Prescott Joule, and Hermann Louis Ferdinand von Helmholtz, somewhere between 1842 and 1847, right?
Right.
The idea that energy cannot be destroyed or created, it can only be transformed, came back into our present consciousness.
Okay.
So this idea returned to us. This idea is already in the 12 laws, but it came back into our consciousness. It came back into our human consciousness only around 1842 to 1847, when these three people came up with the idea again that, energy cannot be destroyed, cannot be created, it can only be transformed.
Okay.
So what does this mean, and why is it I always talk about this? Because this means that if you know the 12 laws, then you will have no fear of death. Because then you will know that death is just another transformation process within a long chain of transformation process. Your hair dropping out of your head.
Yeah.
Like your hair dropping out of your head, it's just going through a dying process.
Yes.
But they are transforming. They transform from a hair to smaller hair to chemical to elements to, and then straight back to energy.
Energy, yes.
It's like ice transforming back to,
ice to liquid.
Water, then from water to air. It's just that transformation. And we just constantly, go in circle and circle the transformation.
Right. So this one is not I'm thinking of the law of karma again.
Yes. Karma is the same, you do because karma, if your hair is got bad karma and it's vibrating at the bad karma, it will go towards those others that are vibrating at the same frequency, the bad karma frequency.
Yeah.
So then, and then if it's really bad, then you'll be like, worse. So if you can go from a good, so the more that you shed of yourself, the more the energy will go towards whatever it is that remains with you. So that
Okay.
is the balance, the equilibrium. Yeah, that
Right.
means everything must balance out. If you do bad, then you must do equal number of good. Then it
Good.
balance out. Yeah.
Okay.
So whenever we talk about the 12 laws, we will inevitably end up talking about energy, right? Because in our universe, everything is energy. What we can see, what is unseen, what is real, what is illusion, what is man-made, what is natural, what is spiritual, are all connected through this mass of energy.
Yes.
Nikola Tesla is one of the greatest and most influential scientists in modern times. He says that if you want to find the secret of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. So unless you think in terms of this, um, energy, frequency, and vibration, and you think how this, at the end of the day, everything will come together.
Yep.
In this oneness equation, you think
Yep.
about the Big Bang, and that is for you is the law of oneness. So the
Yeah.
law of oneness is in everything. It's omnipresence in everything. Is there whether you like it or not.
Yep.
Like this mouse. This mouse consists of so many things, but they're actually just a mouse. This fingernails has got many, maybe thousands of cells inside it, but it's still just a fingernail.
Yeah.
So this is how insignificant we all are. So we cannot be too egoistical. We cannot think too highly of ourselves. We are just part of a very, very massive, massive whole. And all of us are energy, and we all tend to cluster towards the energy that we resonate with. So if you do something bad, or you do a lot of things that are bad, then you will, like, for example, if you lie a lot, then you are going to get cheated a lot as well. Because when you lie, you attract people who lie as well.
Correct.
And so then the people who lie will tell you, oh, Adeline, I love you, but then in the end they will leave you. No, touch wood. But it's like that sometimes.
Yes.
Yeah. So
because I retain that frequency still in me.
Because you retain that frequency in you, that's right. So you see, this law of oneness is very powerful, right?
Oh, absolutely. I never thought of it can be go so in depth that it's so insignificant, Dr. Lennie. It's so insignificant. Wow.
You just take another example, like any example, and you can see how the law of oneness unites everything. And this is the belief system that you need to have, that what you do is important. Like if you do nothing, that's also important. You think that is your karma, but actually contributing to a bigger thing.
Right.
And if all of us, if all of us contribute to the world, to make the world a better place, then of course, the world will become a better place. If we all understand this law and we apply this law in our life, our world will be very, very, very different today.
Yeah.
Because we don't have to wait for Einstein theory of relativity to come in. We don't have to wait till 1940s or 1920s, for this theory to come in before we make the change, before we can, have Hoover plane, like the Shinkansen and all that. All those theories actually stem from the fact that was already incorporated in these 12 laws.
12 laws.
If those 12 laws, like Nikola Tesla, he is very much, he wanted to create this free energy for everybody.
Yes.
If his work was not suppressed, by the government, if Nikola Tesla had the opportunity to build his tower and supply energy free to everybody, imagine what our world will be like. Number one, we will not have an oil kata. Our cars will be very different.
Right.
We will not have carbon emission.
Right.
You know, we will have perpetual energy. Our internet will be 100 times faster than today.
Yeah.
You know, so sometimes, you know, our greed, our greed, our
Desire.
desire for fame, our desire for power, because of one or two person, it affects a lot of people. It affects the entire country. It affects the entire world. You know, it affects a lot of things that brings a lot of negative thing, because the intention that people put into it is wrong. If you go into something with the intention of you know, benefiting only you and not other people, then you will get it. But then, you know, the problem is that you will get that karma whereby, you know, only things are good for you, but then it destroys the whole for everybody else. Like for example, right, we build a factory in the kampong area, and the kampong has got a river, and then you go and throw all the toxic waste into the river, and all the fish die.
Yeah.
So from one action that is based on a bad intention, or even unconscious bad intention,
Yeah.
stupid intention, you
Yes.
know, it can have a huge impact and cause the death of a lot of sentient beings.
Yeah.
And if you cause the death of these sentient beings, your vibration will already be affected.
That's why it all comes from intention.
Correct.
And it goes back to your intention.
Correct. And then after that, you know, this intention, this karma, if you cannot finish paying, pass down to your next generation, your next generation, your next generation. Because, you know, through your genes, it will pass it down.
Okay.
Through the genes. So when we talk about the eggs and the thing forming to form all the different cells, what is forms also is all the karmic. The karma comes together from your mother's side and from your father's side. Comes together.
So like, let's say, even though you don't have your next generation, but this thing will also carry it from your own and then to the next, your next cycle of life, right?
Yes.
Okay, clear. Wow. It was such a mind-opening experience again.
Yeah, you know, I think that's I think we have covered quite a lot today, and if I think I can go on and on about this for years, but I think if I go on and on about it, I think you will start to lose perspective. So I think I want to just keep to this perspective. So I want to summarize back what we have talked a little bit. Or would you like to summarize it back?
Okay, for me, it's just very simple. Whatever law you're going to apply, always remember, we are all come from one source and we're all connected. Okay, so with the right intention, you do good, you go towards the good one. You do bad, you attract to the bad vibration. And you know, people used to say, this is your problem, but you attract it, then it's your problem. Then you should go and solve it. So when I hear this, oh, what about the law of divine oneness? Where is it? Where is this law of oneness exists or all that? So when you bring back that, oh, we're all connected from one source, and you know, by just connecting to the source, we can transform everything through the 12 laws. Is such an, you know, amazing, like you say, is really magic. And I truly want to say I experienced a lot of magic by my act. I know, yes, I do a lot of like kind things, but I don't go and tell people what do I do, of course, but I just do it and the compensation come later. Like lately, you know, what you have given me, it is such a surprise. Yeah. So, okay, that's my finding. And anything to pass it down, Dr. Lennie, because our guests are waiting.
I think that's all for now.
All right. So I will just let the guests, all our previous speakers are always with us. They have been waiting in the Zoom waiting room for the past, I think, 20 to 25 minutes. Let me admit them all together inside. Can Dr. Lennie, can you stop the screen sharing?
Sure, of course.
And let's welcome all of them. Wow. Law of divine oneness. Okay, if you're ready, you can say hi. Open your video to all of us.
Hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hi.
Hello. Good evening.
Hi.
Hello. Hello.
Long time no see.
Long time no see.
Baby.
Oh my God, the baby is
Hello,
so big
hello.
already. Christopher, the baby is so cute.
Hi, everybody.
Listen,
Hello.
hi.
Hello. Hello.
Okay,
Dr.
unmute
Lennie,
yourself.
hello.
Unmute yourself, Angela. Hi, open your video.
Hello.
Hi, Jennifer.
Jojo
Hello.
face.
Hey.
Ready? You can say hi.
See myself.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello, hello, everybody.
Everyone.
Hello. Hello.
Finally, we covered all the 12 laws, yeah?
Yeah. Hooray.
Hello.
So nice to have everybody in.
I know. This is such a surprise. That's so nice.
Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself, Angela. So lao jua. Okay, feel free to express. Anybody want to express your opinion about this 12 law series?
Finally, we covered all the 12 laws, yeah? I know. Finally, it's been a long journey, and I want to personally thank everybody for
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
participating in it, and for participating it. I really love you guys, and thank you so much.
Feel free to express. Anybody want to express your opinion about this 12 law series? Okay, who wants to express something? Raise your hand. Okay, our president.
Finally, it's been a long journey.
When I look back, right?
Personally thank everybody for
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
participating in it, and for participating it. I really love you guys, and thank you so much.
Feel free to express. Anybody want to express your opinion about this 12 law series? Our president. Okay, who wants to express something? Raise your hand. Okay, our president.
Adelaide, Adelaide, because a lot of background sounds, a lot of echo. I think we have everybody have to turn off the other headphone or what? Yeah. Still got a lot of echo. Yeah. Hello, Mr. Lim. Okay. When I look back, when I prepared the last video for Dr. Lennie talk, when I look back, it has been a long journey. Actually started since May, We started this talk from May, and I think we have to really, I think one person that I have to really thank here, I think everybody I want to thank here on behalf of the committee member is actually Adelaide. She really committed it once every 2 weeks for the past 5 months. I think without her, it's impossible for us to do this. And she, from the moment that we asked whether are you able to take up the job, she just said, okay, let's do it, and you will be our we can't tell her when will it end, and she really take up this job, and it has been almost like 5 months plus, and it seems like we have other plans on, and she seems like will be our host forever, seems like. And she really went to really even study how Winfrey Opera carry out her show and all these things. So she will be our Winfrey Opera in Pi.
Oh, thank you so much.
I think really want to thank Adelaide for the past 5.5 months actually.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
I didn't count.
When I prepared the video, then I checked back the first talk show was started with Wei Xiang, which is actually on the 15th of June. So today is already 21st.
Yeah, the first one.
Yeah. So that is what I want to say. I want to say thank you to Adelaide and all our guests that actually agreed to be our guests for this program. It has been a long five months and 1 week. Really thank you everybody.
Thank you, Hui Ling. And in fact, I really want to thank the CMs, the committees. Without your backbone support, I won't be able to do the show together. Okay, next, who wants to express your opinion or something? Raise your hand. Because it's a Zoom meeting. Wei Xiong, I believe you have something to say, Wei Xiong. Mr. Lim.
Why always me? It can be others, why?
Because you are you.
I have nothing. What else have to share?
Your music, how did the 12th law break through your music career?
My music career, till now, right? Actually, it can be a lot of things. Actually, that it can be you know that like oneness, okay, and then it can be law of a lot of law lah. Actually, that I apply into inside, but then you try to be nice to others, right? So that's why that they will invite you and then to join the concert. So that's why inside this concert, right? A lot of things that happen actually that. But I'm really thankful to all my friends.
Right.
My friends, okay, and then we have cellist, and then we have Zhong Ruan, we have Pipa, we have another Erhu, we have pianist, we have all of this, and then during this rehearsal and the concert, we're facing a lot of things. We're facing a lot of things, but and also that everybody know each other, so that's why that the whole concert, right, run very smooth. And also that very thank you to the audience as well, because you know why, internet also quite a lot, and then face to face also full house.
Wow. Wonderful.
Yes.
Great. So next, okay, Dr. Lennie, unmute yourself, Dr. Lennie.
Okay, because of the COVID-19, I just want to add in a few things. How is everybody doing because of this COVID-19? I'm sure the COVID-19 has affected all of us in one way or another, right?
Yeah.
Some good, some bad, but mostly I think will be negative, because it requires us to change the way that we interact with each other. And like I said in the earlier discussion, we are going to have to deal with this impact for many years to come, because social isolation is not part of human nature. And now we have to deal with this through social isolation. It's going to be quite difficult. Some of us are going to lose our jobs. Some of us are going to find it difficult to find jobs. Some of us are going to find it, are going to find that business have gone down. Some of us will be doing a lot of business, too much business until we fail. Because too much business, we cannot cope, because we feel in terms of stress and all that. So I really hope that, for those of you, who have not actually reviewed some of these laws, maybe this is a good time to review it, because I think the answer that you're seeking for is going to be in the 12 laws. Another thing is that this, from my prediction,
okay,
I think this thing is going to go on until at least 2022. You can completely wipe off 2020. You can completely wipe off 2021 and focus on 2022. I hope that all of you who are in business can tahan until 2022. If your business cannot tahan until 2022, remember law of correspondence, remember law of vibration, and remember law of attraction, because this will get you out of a lot of mess.
Okay.
Yes. So I feel that, and because we are all masters already in the 12 laws, please use this knowledge that you have to help other people to transcend and to overcome their own fears and anxieties, during this social isolation period. After 2021, things will be better, but 2022 is not going to be easy also, because 2022 is when we have to rebuild.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we have to rebuild a lot of things. We have to rebuild our business. Factories also have to be rebuilt. Cinemas, entertainment, everything has to be rebuilt. Because people will have already developed a pattern to stay away from other people. So we need to be careful of this pattern, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So based on that, does anyone wants to share anything?
Yeah, okay. Especially maybe Jasmine and Jennifer. I'm very good at calling people now.
Okay.
Jasmine, you share first.
Yes, I'll share. I'm
Yeah.
very happy to see all of you again. Really very happy and to be in a Malaysian group, and I recall all the memories when we were in the workshops, and remind us once again the universal law. And today's teaching from Lennie is the one that touches me deeply. So I'm very grateful for this opportunity. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. And Jennifer, it's your turn.
Yes, I was deeply touched when I have a chance, this opportunity to listen to Dr. Lennie's teaching again. It reminds me so much about how lucky we are, even we are going through some dark times, because we are just like a drop in a lifetime. Actually, it's just a drop in the ocean, so we don't need to take it too serious. And I and Jasmine, I think, are the lucky one in the COVID situation. Yes, we are those who are getting more busier. Yes, so much to handle. So many people have problems coming to us, and it's quite stressed. Yes, but I think we also have grown up so much this year, personally, and how to handle our business. So it is a opportunity for us, and I see it as a good thing instead of a bad thing. So thank you for the universal teaching. I think that really helped me a lot in going through all the ups and downs. Yeah. So thank you for inviting me to be part of it. I'm so honored and so blessed.
We are honored to have you also.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay,
next, who wants to volunteer before I mark anyone? Okay, 1, 2, 3, no. Angela.
Okay, one of my biggest presents is you, Adeline, out of this experience, because I got to know you and we did some stuff together and I really enjoyed it. Overall, the 12 laws I've been very adamant about the 12 laws. My preferred law is the law of action, because I think by the end of the day, for example, the law of attraction can't exist without the law of action. Thank you, Jasmine. You prepared it in your speech, in your talk. And because of the law of action, law of attraction happens and the law of compensation comes into place. So I think, all the laws are really, one depends on the other. They are all, the 12 laws is the divine oneness by the end of the day. And for me, it has been an extraordinary journey. I had my own issues with COVID, of course, because I'm a habit coach now, and I was working with people face to face. Now I'm online, and the thing is, and again, and I look at it, like it was a call, because I always thought, oh, I should prepare to do online programs and to go virtual, and like lazy law of action, like procrastination and law of action is like best friends, right?
Yeah.
Like one day I'll do it, and then COVID came, and suddenly I had to do it, right? So there's something. For me, it's always by the end of the day, look at your situation and what is the positive thing out of it? Where do you get something that pushes you forward? Where is the jumping board in this disaster that gets you to the next level, that pushes you into something that you always wanted to do, or you were like, I should do, and then never do? So for me, I did my first ever webinar 2 weeks ago,
Right.
and it was an amazing experience for me. I was, excuse my French, shit scared. It went really well, and I'm like now working on my next one. So you know, I I think sometimes destiny, the world, the law is talking, the universe is talking to you, but you don't listen because you're like in your little world, and then suddenly your ears go up. And for me, that's it. I'm not saying it's a great thing, COVID-19, not at all. But I'm just saying I'm looking at the positive side effects that I can, how can I twist it into something that I can move on and grow in a different area, which I would have postponed for a long time. So in that respect, there are, and things like I'm having lunch with my daughter. How beautiful is that? You know, because she's learning from home. So we have lunch together. We have much more time together. So I'm really looking, I'm really grateful to the laws of the universe because I see how they fall into place, and I learned through the laws. Thank you, Dr. Lennie. I'm very grateful for the course that you convinced me to take. And I'm a very, 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 very strong defender of the laws of the universe. So thank you very much. For me, it has been a driver to get out of this mess in a better way than I would have been without the knowledge of the 12 laws. And I'm very grateful for this community, and I'm very grateful, first of all, to Dr. Lennie, create this community. Everything again, you know, it's like, it's things fall together, you know, it's like Dr. Lennie, Alice, my super close friend, and the whole community here and doing this together, it's like, you know, it's meant to be. Thank you very much.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much, Angela. Since you mentioned the one person of the name, Jasmine.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, thanks, Angela. I don't know how to put it, but I think if I say this, I'm not trying to be like, being not empathic, on others' feeling, but I think COVID-19, I do not know why, I kind of enjoy it because my business is good, especially during COVID-19. And I get, to slow down a little bit where I do some study, I go into my spiritual practice, and I slow live, I really slow live a little, even though, I have Zooms, meetings, so on and so forth. Even though, in the beginning of COVID-19, probably I'm a bit sensitive. I feel, I felt the energy, a lot of fear and worries, and then when I use my meditation, go into that, and I realize that it's because of the collective consciousness, and of course I do handle some issues of people around me, and I know a lot of people suffering, and I also do a little bit of my part in terms of reaching out and so on. But overall, I think I do agree with the school of thought that this is actually good for humanity. I mean, COVID-19. It's time for reflection. It's time for purpose searching in life. And I think this is what we have forgotten, to go back to basic and love our environment, getting to know who we are, who we really are.
Right.
And I like this. To me, it's very spiritual process, very much into that. And I think, I'm very blessed. I always think that I'm very blessed. I get to experience this aspect of life, even though during this turbulence or you know, I mean, a lot of people, yeah, I mean, label it as like very bad. The only thing that I miss is I become very tamjia. Penang people say tamjia. I'm very greedy. You know, Penang full of good food. When I don't get to go out to eat good food, and then, you know, I don't really know how to cook. So I've been like suffering until when, you know, we are allowed to go out. I was like, ha. Keep eating. I mean, that is the only thing. Yeah, of course, nature, so on and so forth. Yeah, but I learn to enjoy, yeah, and to see what I can do. At the same time, to care for myself. You know, the spiritual aspect of it. Yeah.
Okay,
And
cool.
I want to thank everyone seriously. That's why, you know, I wrote a little bit on Facebook the other day. I know, I feel like, you know, I want to thank really everybody, you know, all beings as well. And yeah. And now I'm saying thank you to every one of you who make my life really. You are all the charming farmers, you know, who make, you know, every other soul's blossoming. Yeah. Thank you, everyone.
All right. Thank you,
Love you all.
Jasmine. All right. I will pass the baton to Christopher because he has a baby. I think want to get the baby to sleep. So, Sanka, Christopher.
Hello. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
So my baby, yeah, but as a calm down for because my baby want to go to sleep already. So I just off my video and come here. Okay. Actually, I learned a lot from the 12 law, and then it helped for my career, and like the COVID-19, I also use the 12 law to do my business and then to build my, it means to attract some team people. We work together to find the solution, how they can achieve their target on this COVID-19. So I also apply the 12 law inside. When I want to apply the 12 law, so Adeline will call me, hey, do you want to share about the 12 law? I said, so suddenly, I just ready for the pick up some 12 law to use to settle some team member, how to settle the IMCO, how they have to achieve the target, how to improve their income, how to find their real reality, like the totally just say. So just happening like that. And tell me how to come here to sharing about the 12 law. So I think all is about the vibration. When you want to do something will calling you. And then when you do the thing is the right way, some signal will tell you, yeah, you are in the right way. You follow the flow, like the Dr. just say. So everything, when 12 law you apply, you don't need to worry too much. Think about how to get the people, how the money come, what you want to do. You just fix the target, very very focused on your target. Then you will feel everything will come to your side. I feel like that. Like I feel like the MCO like that. I need some cash flow. The cash flow coming. Like suddenly, I need some technical support. Then some my friend doing the online class like that. I want to do the online class. So suddenly my friend build the online class system like that. Then I can just plug in on it. So I feel when you believe, when you focus, everything will come for you. So for all here, we don't need to worry too much about the income, the people, how is the thing happening. We just follow the flow and then focus what you want. Then I believe we all can get what we want. That's I sharing feeling like this moment.
Wonderful. Thank you, Christopher or Sanke. Now I pass the baton to Vincent.
Okay, hi everybody. Hi Dr. Lennie. Hi everyone. Okay, for my side, right? Basically my business is getting better. Actually, you know, since the first days of the lockdown, right? I remember it's somewhere around 18 March for Malaysia. So 6 months down the road, I I didn't conduct any class, any astrological class, but I just, you know, observe, and then I just settle myself down, and then I go to try to do some survey investigation on how to transform my business from offline to online, to the online platform. And after a few attempts, I managed to sort up, you know, I managed to find out the solutions lah. So right now, I also subscribe to a Zoom package, which is a paid package. Then it actually helped me to conduct the class online and also do the astrological consultation online. Actually, a lot of people also came to seek for the astrological consultation because why? Because of the marriage problem. Okay, marriage problem, and then and also career problem, because some of them probably getting, you know, retrenched or whatever, getting fired due to the company matters and all that, and some of them actually stuck in their life. So I using astrology to help them to overcome the problem, to overcome the inner obstacles, things like that, you know, especially healing their inner child, find a way to help them to you know, get rid of the energy of the family of origin, which is the negative side of the family of origin. So a lot of things. So I just carry myself, you know, spontaneously. Of course, I also applying a lot of universal law in my astrological practice, like, you know, like the law of divine oneness, as mentioned by Dr. Lennie tonight. When I connect myself to the people, then I know what are the root cause of the problem that they are facing. So from there, I will, you know, I will cut in and then help them to seek for the solution together. And then this happened to my students, and also happened to my consultation clients, etc. and etc. And I received a lot of positive feedbacks and testimonial during this time. So thank you for the dialogue, and thank you to Dr. Lennie. And yes, of course, thank you to the committee, Hui Ling and Adelaide also, for organizing such a wonderful talk series for the past few months. Thank you so much, and thank you, Dr. Lennie, again, for teaching such a wonderful law, the universal wisdom, to all of us. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Vincent. So, all right, we left Summer and Kia Hyang. Do you both want to go together? Because
Just
your
1
character...
minute, yeah, just 1 minute.
Okay.
I have already uploaded into the chat room the script, my transcript for today's talk. All of you can download it, and so that you can just read through my transcript. Okay, I'm gonna mute myself now. And before we all go off, if I don't see you all before Christmas, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
It's only 1 month away. Okay, Adelaide, you continue.
Hello. Hear me? No, Adelaide, we can't hear you.
Summer.
Okay, Summer, come, Summer.
We can hear you.
Surrender, part 2, right? I better surrender.
Why surrender?
I thought I can hide away, you know.
No way.
No name call out, so cannot hide. About what I want to say is, this 12 law things has been in our life for as long as we live. But until and unless you get to understand the whole concept of 12 law, some people don't even actually, they do not know that they are actually practicing the 12 law already. So for this, I think we need the team, the I Inspire group, to go out and tell them, look, whatever you are doing is correct already because this is so and so law, this is law of karma, this is law of this, and so that they are reminded of whatever they have been doing is correct. Right? A lot of people believe that taking money from the floor, which belongs to other people, would be it is a wrong thing because they believe that picking up 10 cents from the floor would mean you will be losing 10 ringgit or more. Right? Agree?
Mm.
Yeah. Or you're taking people's things and end up losing your things. I think most of people believe that. So, but those are actually law of karma that people do not understand yet until we tell them, hey, this is law of karma. Wait, don't simply take people's stuff. So yeah, I think we need this team to go out and tell people, look, all these are under self-law. So that they actually understand. But what I realize is a lot of people don't understand, but they are actually professing it. So our duty is to go out and educate people. All right, thank you very much.
All right, save the best for last. Kia Hyang. Kia Hyang, unmute. Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
I think my mic was always on until I hit the unmute. Okay. Since the lockdown, since the MCO, my experience is like, okay, I was planned to fly out from Malaysia to London on the 17th of March, just one day before the lockdown. And because it cost me quite a lot of money, therefore I was insisted I want to, continue with my plan, even though I was quite worried that I may not be able to come back after my 2 weeks holiday in London. But at the end, by the time around 5 o'clock, I decided to cancel my trip. And then, I stay in Malaysia, and then I have a lot of time with my family. And since I try to look at my emotion time, look at my dad and my mom in a different perspective. So this is good because I think since young, I want to spend a lot of time with my dad and mom, but I didn't have the chance. But during the MCO, yes, I did. I can feel the warmth that, they do look after me, for the 44 years old lady. Parents there, take care of you, buy you lunch, buy you dinner, and all that. So it was very wonderful. And I do told my parents that, I am so lucky to have them as my parents. So, this is what COVID-19 bring to me. So this is wonderful things in my life. And then I have a lot of time to go back to all the studies I attended, all the classes I attended. And then I look at things in different perspectives because I have grown so much. Since I left my company, I have a lot of time. So like when you say isolation, for me is I used to the isolation status already. So I live in my own world all the time. So a lot of personal growth, like in the spiritual journey and all that, I know myself more. And then, as you know, I involve myself in the acting industry. And in these 2 months, miracle happened to me. I always cute, I don't act, but I seems to be cute all the time. And the cuteness got me a role. The production came to me, say, Kia, I offer you a role. So, I did not need to go through the casting. And I just finished one short film shooting in Penang, where when I did my casting, I didn't put up myself, wear nicely and what. I just being myself. And then I got the role. And I have another role in pipeline that is for the charity, just to remind the parents, how you mold your kids. because sometimes when we treat the kids, we have the authority, and then we only say like, no, you just do it, and you have to follow my instruction, and or that you don't have a chance to say no. This is how we grow up. Then this is the short film that will remind the parents, that is another way to bring up your kids. So these are the three things that I have in my career. And I also start my counseling service to my close friends, and the result, the feedback they gave me is very positive. So I have more confidence to follow the path. And the third thing that during the MCO is that I pick up my drawing back, because since young I like to draw. But because of my teacher and all the incidents that I stopped drawing for many years. So in the MCO I pick up my drawing. So I can show you. This is the drawing I had when we listened to the speech of Dr. Lennie.
Wonderful.
It's unfinished yet because I want to mix the color and all that. So it's unfinished. So these are the things that I benefit from the COVID-19. So I hope that my sharing will bring people to have a different perspective to look at this pandemic, and we always can change our perspective to look at our reality. So thank you so much. I inspire, and thank you, Dr. Lennie.
Thank you, Kia. All right, I'll pass the baton back to our support team. Annie and Charlene, anything you would like to share? Committees? No? Annie?
Hi, I'm Annie here.
Hi.
In charge of the PI.
Annie, you speak louder a bit. We can't hear you. It's a bit soft.
Yeah?
A bit nearer.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, better.
I'm Annie here. I'm PI, Persatuan PI care line. So you all have anything to talk to or any inquiries, please call my line. But I never received any call yet so far. The care line number 011-3729-7813. Please call.
Oh, customer service. Wonderful. So good that she started to promote herself. Way to go, Annie. All right, so I will wrap up tonight's show. As the last episode, I welcome all the guest speakers once again, and our founder, Dr. Lennie, and our fellow committees member to make it a reality. So we have next show coming in, still in the planning process. I wish everybody follow the flow along this COVID-19. Okay, become a better person and reach out to the community. Namaste, law of divine oneness. Okay, can we put up a love for everyone? Yay. All right, that's all. Great job, everyone. So good night. See you all soon. Bye.